Hello fellow humans, my name is Dedrick Baker and you are now tuned into Cinematology. Hello world, how's it going? My name is Dedrick Baker and you are now tuned into Cinematology, where we talk all things film, everything about cameras, photography, lighting, audio, drones, the whole 9 yards. But before we dive into the juiciest subjects and the hottest topics, I'm gonna have to ask you guys to please subscribe to my channel. Press that subscribe button right below the video. It helps me with my numbers and it helps you keep up to date with my newest content releases. Without further ado, let's talk about the latest and greatest, the new DJI Ronin 4D cinema camera. Or as me and the boys like to call it, the turkey cam. That was for all my turkey hunters out there. I had an awesome spring turkey season, but unfortunately this video is not about hunting. I have that video coming out in the next few weeks, so keep an eye out for it. Let's keep talking about film. If you really think about it, DJI is thinking about the concept of a camera rig from a whole different perspective, totally outside of the box, from an entirely different lens. As a cameraman in the film industry, I can honestly say it takes the headaches away. It makes life so much easier. It makes setup times and breakdown times, it cuts them in half, seriously. Because usually you have to have your actual camera brain itself, the camera body. And if you want to attach that to a gimbal rig, you need to buy an entire gimbal stabilizer. And then if you want to transmit video wirelessly, you need an entire teradek system to transmit to an Atomos. And these are all different corporations, these are all different brands. Then these systems don't communicate with each other, yet you have to build them together to create this rig. DJI has thought about all of those different systems and integrated it into one easy to use, streamlined setup that I just cannot get over. I love it. I think this might be the future of the camera industry. Supposedly, they're going to have a dedicated drone system for this thing. So you're literally going to see turkey cams flying in the sky. Before we get into the nitty gritty, I want to address the elephant in the room. Initially, the Ronin 4D was supposed to support Apple ProRes RAW, but at the moment, it is not supportive of Apple ProRes RAW. It is internally capable, but DJI has not allowed it to be functionable for the public. Look for that in a licensing agreement in the future. Fingers crossed for all my RAW heads out there. Currently, it supports ProRes 444XQ, if I'm not mistaken. And so what's really cool about the 4D is that the camera sensor itself is built into the gimbal unit and is separate from the camera body, which is groundbreaking because a traditional camera, the sensor is built into the camera body itself. So this sensor is built into the gimbal unit. It's a 35mm full frame sensor. The one you see behind me is a 6K version. They're coming out with the 8K version soon, so keep an eye out for that. So, random side note about me. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I'm what you could call a Trekkie for life. This camera reminds me about Star Trek because of its LiDAR focusing system. LiDAR stands for light detection and ranging. So the camera actually blasts out a field of light and then measures the time it takes for the light to come back to the sensor to get a perfect, accurate measurement to pull focus. It actually has a waveform that displays this on the camera monitor from a top-down view. So you can see in 3 dimensions the movement of the subject as if you're looking down to pull focus exactly. Very, very, very precise. As precise as a laser gets when you're moving. You know what I'm saying? So it does that with its field of light. That's what makes this camera awesome. It has the ability to change manual lenses into auto lenses, which to me, when I heard that, I was like, pfft. Not only does it use that laser light range finding system to pull focus. It has intelligent autofocus and a tracking autofocus. So you can literally just click the subject, tell it what to focus on, and it will keep that thing in focus no matter how fast it's moving, running back and forth. I've tested it out. I'll show you some videos in the future. It is insane. Remember, the camera sensor is on a gimbal, and the gimbal can pan, tilt, and roll. Also has the Z-axis for stabilization. With the intelligent autofocus, the camera itself will follow the subject and reduce the minimum of bounce, footsteps, all of that, which is, like I said, it's changing the game. So when it comes to lenses and lens mounts, it comes standard with the DX mount, and it also comes with a DL mount adapter that fits into the DX mount. So with the DL mount, it'll support the DJI 16mm lens, that's a cropped lens, a 24, a 35, and also a 50. What I'm trying to say is that it's high speed, low drag. Am I boring you yet? And without further ado, let's get into the tech review of the Turkey camera. So first things first, this is called the DJI Ronin 4D. As in 4 dimensions. It has your pan, your tilt, your roll, and DJI is now introducing the Z-axis, the Z stabilization arm, which is a big game changer. This camera and the stabilization arm is made up of carbon fiber and an aluminum magnesium composite, which makes it extra durable and extremely lightweight. So it's not going to wear your arms out any more than a normal DSLR gimbal setup. So this camera sensor and gimbal setup is called the Zenmuse X9. The camera sensor is a full frame 6K 35mm sensor. It comes in a 6K and an 8K. This setup is actually the 6K version. DJI also has an 8K version, so keep your eyes on the lookout for that. This camera comes stock with the DX mount, but it also has a lot of easily interchangeable adapters to fit different types of lenses. Right now we have the DL mount, also made by DJI, which comes in a set of 4 currently: 16mm, 24mm, 35mm, and 50mm. You might recognize them from DJI's drone series. Easy to remove, easy locking system, just take it off. There's the sensor right there, that's the beautiful sensor. That's the full frame 6K. So let's address the elephant in the room. What is this high speed, low drag module on the front of the camera? This is a LiDAR range finding unit. It uses light a la a laser to reach out and touch objects to get an accurate measurement of distance, so your focus pulls are perfect. It can actually turn manual focus lenses into autofocus lenses, which is really crazy if you think about it. This camera also has its own wireless video receiver and transmitter that you can connect in between the battery plate and the camera body. I'll have a video about that coming soon. It's really cool. It's almost taking the place of, like, you know, Teradeks, Atomos. It's using the same technology that they use in their drones, so it's very stable, it's very reliable. The video transmission is extremely good quality. This bad boy runs on a TB50 battery. You might recognize this battery from other DJI products such as the Inspire drone and the Ronin series gimbals. What's really cool about this battery is that it charges faster than it dies. So if you have 2 batteries, while one is charging on the charger, you can bet that it will be full battery by the time the battery that you're using is dead. So that you can just use 2 batteries and keep flip-flopping throughout the day, which is an awesome system. Another cool accessory that DJI is rolling out is an expansion unit that allows you to have 2 XLR ins and 2 SDI outs, so that's going to be really cool. So on the left side of the camera body, you have most of your buttons and your memory card slot. This thing runs on a CF Express. Let's put that bad boy in there right now. You have your different options for your gimbal. You have your PF, your PT, your Pilt-10, your FPV, first person view. You can lock the gimbal, put it in follow mode, and you can turn the gimbal off so the motors are off, and you can rebalance it if you need to, or move it however you would like to. Here is your power button. Hold that to turn it on. Just fire that bad boy up. It's your power button. This is your lock button. If you want to lock all of the buttons, you would just slide it over. The orange will tell you that it's locked. Slide it back to unlock it. This big red button, I'm sure you could guess what that means. I think it has something to do with record. Down here you have C1 and C2. C1 is to recenter the gimbal, and C2 is to activate Z mode with the Z axis for the gimbal. As you can see, it has two grips, a left and a right grip. Here's the left grip. The left grip allows you to control the pan, the tilt, and the roll. It also has two buttons, the left to toggle your intelligent tracking and the right to toggle your exposure waveforms. There's also a sliding locking button to lock all the buttons on the grips. It also has a trigger if you want to lock certain axes on the gimbal, and a button on the inside to activate sports mode. This is your right grip. It has your mode button on it so you can easily navigate between your ISO, your shutter speed, and your f-stop. It also has your peaking button so you can toggle on and off your peaking value if you want that to help you pull focus. Right on the far right is your record button so you can easily record on the move. It has an easy to use tactile spinning focus pulling wheel, which allows you to rack focus buttery smooth, just like a pro. Another cool thing about these thumbsticks is that they're easily adjustable for on-the-go customization, and they're easily to remove, just in case you want to put them on one of your remote controllers, such as the high bright controller. I'll have a video about that coming soon. You can control the tilt with this toggle right here on the top handle. This little thing right here is changing the game. This is the LiDAR range finding unit that shoots out light. If you think of a laser reaching out to touch a subject or an object, that's what it uses to get a precise measurement for focus pulling. It has the ability to change manual focus lenses into autofocus lenses using an automated lens gear that attaches to the manual focus lens. DJI offers this as a separate accessory through their online store, so go check that out. The LiDAR unit attaches to the camera via a USB-C with a tightening screw locking pin. The USB port on the camera is on the front left of the Zenmuse X9, and there is another auxiliary USB port on the right for the focus mechanism. It is easily removable via a tightening screw on the top of the unit. One sec, and once it's off, it gives you access to the mount adapter. It comes standard in the DX mount. Right now I have a DL mount adapter connected to it so that it can fit the DL mount lenses, the 16, the 24, the 35, and the 50. Right now I have the 50 on it. You will recognize these lenses from DJI's drone series. They're extremely high quality. I love the cinematic effect they get. Look for my videos coming soon with this camera and these lenses. DJI also came out with L mount adapters for Leica, M mount adapters, Sony E mount adapters, and I'm not going to be surprised if they release a couple more soon, so keep your eyes out for that. You can change them and swap them out really easily without a screwdriver, without screws. All you have to do is unlock the mount, similar to a PL mount locking mechanism. So this is a DL mount lens because I'm currently using a DL mount adapter. To change the adapter, you first remove the lens like this, and then undo the sliding lock mechanism up top, and the mount adapter pops off. Real easy. There's your sensor and your stock DX mode. So if you want to switch in a new adapter, it's super simple. Pop it in, slide the top locking mechanism, and you are good to go. It's way different than something like an ARRI Alexa or a Red, where you need screws and a screwdriver just to switch out mount adapters. That is why I love this camera. So many different ways to make your job and your life way easier. But I could talk for days, I could talk for years about how this camera is so awesome, but we really need to finish this up. Well, okay, that's it. That's a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed the tech review. I hope I was able to shed some light on this beast, the turkey cam. You know I had to do it. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Like I said, if you're not a subscriber already, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button below this. You can catch me on Instagram at dbakedthewise. That's where I post a lot of my photography. That's where you can catch a lot of snippets that I don't normally post on YouTube. Not to get spiritual on y'all, but I am a life coach. I'm a mind, body, spirit coach. Look at the rest of my videos. I hope it can pull your interest. We're about hitting your potential, just like Da Vinci being the best you can be. Not in one aspect, but many aspects. You know what I'm saying? Da Vinci wasn't only an architect. He wasn't only a mathematician. He wasn't only an astrologer. He was the best in all of these different avenues of life. Even painting pictures, what he's well known for. So film, art, photography is a form of creativity. So by doing this kind of stuff, we represent the Da Vincian spirit. And if you want help trying to organize and cultivate that energy, then hit up my email, thelegacyfhp@gmail.com. I'm glad you have stopped by my channel. I couldn't be more grateful. Check out my video on morel hunting. I am also a hip hop artist. I have a mixtape coming soon called 606 Chronicles, so keep an ear out for that. Again, I'm doing too much I can think of at the moment, but keep it locked. Subscribe to the channel. You guys will see what I'm up to. I love all of you guys. Thank you for the support. Shout out to Lens Rentals, man. They are the best. If you want to get camera gear, lens, equipment, go to them. They're the one, for real. Shout out to Lens Rentals. Other than that, my name is Dedrick Baker. Be the best person you can be. Join the legacy. Keep it locked for more cinematology. I'm dropping rhymes right now. I'm dropping bars, my dude. I love you guys so much. Don't get me hyped.